Cravings aren't the enemy. What do you do instead? It's late at night, you've had a long day, and that ice cream is calling you. Or maybe you just feel like you just need some popcorn. Or you know that your husband usually keeps some treats in his drawer and you want to go there so badly. If that's you, or if you ever find yourself in that conundrum, I am so glad you made it. This is my podcast. I'm Dara Thomason, the Quilter's Coach. Podcast episode 209, Cravings Aren't the Enemy, What to Do Instead. All right, today's episode is going to talk about cravings in a way you probably have never heard of it and giving you some really amazing strategies. But before I do that, I want to share what happens in the lives of the women I work with. It's really, really fun to always hear testimonials, wouldn't you say? And so I love to give you an examples of what actually happens when people learn about life coaching tools, but also implement them. So this one is about one of the members, and unfortunately, but with what happens in life, her husband passed away. And it was one of those situations where he just got sick all of a sudden. They didn't know what was going to happen, found themselves in ICU, and in a very short time, he passed. This week, she has been planning his celebration of life. One of the things that has been so incredible about her journey, not only has she lost all the weight that she wanted to, but she has this new level of confidence about herself, and one of which is running the house by herself. And one of what I wanted to focus on today was that she has this celebration of life, and she has all sorts of feelings about it. But what she realized is that this is her celebration for him. And other people will have their ideas and they will contribute, maybe not contribute in other ways, but that ultimately it's always her decision how she wants to think about it and how she wants to plan it. And I'm so thrilled that she's able to do so much before work, because she knows that control enthusiast part could come out in her again. And she doesn't want that, because she wants to be with the people. She wants to enjoy her time. And it's just been incredible to watch this transformation that's happening for her. So if you find yourself maybe in the similar situation where you've become a widow, or there's a life-changing event, maybe your kids moved away, you're an empty nester, or you have a change in your employment, or maybe you retired, or maybe you got married. I don't know. There's all sorts of ages and ranges that listen to this podcast. But one of the reasons why she can be so successful in this really difficult time is because she's not fighting against her emotions, and she's finally letting herself be a human, which means 50% of the time is not always easy and doesn't always know all the answers. And the other 50 is that joy. But when it's negative, she doesn't have to try to control it. She doesn't have to try to manipulate other people either. It's just such a huge shift. And of course, then the food doesn't have the same draw. Okay, so with this podcast episode, I wanted to talk about cravings. Now, one of the things we talk about is, what do you crave? So for example, I was thinking, sometimes I crave ice cream. And I think, what is it about ice cream that I crave? Is it the taste of the ice cream, or is it actually the idea of, I want to give myself a treat? I want to slow down. I want to eat this thing. I want to take my time. I want to just be with this. I want to just be. Okay? So it's interesting. I used to live in Alberta, which is really cold in the winter. And I would see people outside smoking. It is freezing out there. It's minus 40. I think, I wonder how much of that craving, that addiction, like that need to have that nicotine in their system, that they're willing to go outside and be freezing so that they can satisfy that craving. So I want you to think about, what are the things in your life that you crave? What are the things in your life that you want so badly that you would be willing to go outside and stand in the freezing cold, or go into debt for, or risk your relationship with someone because of that craving? There's clients I've worked with whose husbands have been disloyal to them. And so in the moment, they would rather have that moment of experience with another person than to have that long-lasting, enduring relationship. What are you craving? If it's ice cream, is it that you're craving to slow down? What about popcorn? Are you craving a friend? What about meat? Like the other day, my daughter's, I just want some red meat. So what are you craving? What is it? Do you want something heavy? Do you want something filling? Do you want your body actually needs more iron, or more iron, protein. What about candy? When you want candy, what is that? Is it you want something like a quick hit? Like just like something light and quick? So what is it that you generally crave? What about chocolate? What is it about chocolate that you find is so craving? Is it that smoothness in your mouth? Is it the kind of the lingering? What about licorice? What is it about licorice? Or what about whatever it is you crave? What about shopping or Instagram or whatever that is? So I'm going to teach you something about craving and this concept. It's called desire. When you think about desire from a brain perspective, we are always reinforcing our desires. Okay, so if we have a desire, let's say we want to finish a quilt. Okay, so it was like you go to the quilt shop, you see a beautiful sample, and you have a desire to make that quilt. So you want to satisfy that desire. You would go, pick it up, you take it to the till, you get out your money. I just got a new card today. Give it to them, bring it home. So there was enough of that wiring, that desire that spurred all those actions. And then now that project is home, where is that same desire? That ability to cut it out, start putting it together, and keep going. So in understanding how our brains work, we reinforce desire. So I feel like it's, if we have some string, and the more often we have that thought, or we reinforce, I want it, I get it, it just adds another string and adds another string and adds another string. So then it becomes a rope, and it's like really hard to break. And so the problem with working on weight loss, physical weight loss, is that we have wired our brain, we have reinforced this desire of, I'm sad, I'm eating the popcorn, I need a friend. I'm sad, I need to slow down and reward myself and have that ice cream. Or I'm disappointed, and so I'm going to go get some candy so it can take my mind off of the disappointment for just a short time. And so my question for you is, cravings aren't the enemy. Cravings are a clue. They're a way of saying, tap, tap, we're not doing great, or we need something more. What cravings really are is it's a way for your brain to say, I am lacking a connection. I need to connect with myself. And the false wiring that we've done with the ice cream and the popcorn and the candy, it keeps us away from being truly connected and resolving what's really going on. When I work with people inside my membership or with one-on-one, we start to uncover that they have there's a lot of lack. They don't lack that connection with themselves. And since they were a little kid, they were taught, you're not happy, here's a candy. Or you're not happy, go by yourself, and I'm not going to help you resolve this. Inside the coaching world, the work that I do is I help women rewire that desire again in a healthy way. For example, you're really disappointed that you didn't get to go to the guild because your daughter needed you to babysit, or you didn't have the cash. In the olden days, you would go and get some ice cream or even make a sundae or do some baking, and it was a distraction. The problem is that it never actually solves the real problem. The real problem is you're just sad. You're disappointed. You're frustrated. You're disgruntled. You're a little bit mad at yourself for not saving or whatever that is, or just you compare yourself to other people and maybe you have some envy. And so maybe you don't really want to deal with those emotions. When you don't deal with those emotions, and then you go for the candy, the ice cream, whatever, or the shopping or the scrolling, you never solve the problem. Now you've reinforced an unhealthy coping strategy instead of learning new ones. I'm just going to share it with you, one new strategy that will be so helpful. Every time you have a craving for whatever it is, ice cream, shopping, scrolling, it doesn't matter. I would just put my hand on my heart and I say, what is it that I really want? Do I really want the sugar buzz and the crash? Or do I really want a connection? Do I really want to feel like happy? Because I know that there's no happiness at the bottom of an ice cream container that lasts very long. I don't want to do that anymore. Viktor Frankl said, he said, the most fundamental aspect of your humanity is your ability to make choices and stand by those choices. What Viktor Frankl called the last of human freedoms, to choose one's own way. So I want you to really think about, what is it that you want, truly want? And I want to encourage you. I'm going to challenge you, actually. You're hearing this anytime after July 24th. It's the summertime, and I want you to come and talk to me. Just to talk to me. Not necessarily to join the membership or to work with me, but I want, as a life coach, I'm here to help you make decisions. And 95% of our thoughts are subconscious, and we just have these habits and we don't even realize. So I could challenge you to make a consultation with me, and I can promise you, I'm going to find one bad habit that you don't even realize you're doing that's actually causing you so much pain. It's physical pain because you're having extra weight. Today I just went and bought groceries, and I bought a 15-pound bag of rice. We're having a sushi party tonight. It was so heavy. And then I had all these other groceries. I don't know why I do that to myself. It was so heavy, and I'm strong. And so you are carrying around a lot of emotional stuff, weight. Because you don't know how to deal with it, you're now carrying around physical weight. And I want to help you with that. So that is my invitation to you. Who's going to take me up on it? Can't wait to find out.
If you aren't loving your current life and hear yourself saying things like, I should be happier, I should be getting more done, or question how productive and fulfilled you are, this podcast is for you. I'm Dara Thomason, I'm a professional quilter turned life coach for quilters, where I show you how to overcome obstacles like perfectionism, people pleasing, overeating, overcomplicating life, so that you can really start to enjoy your life by learning and using tools for your brain to help you transform your everyday living. Are you ready to make these changes? I'm ready to help. Let's start your transformation one UFO at a time.